We're hearing a lot about pandemics lately, but did you know there is a silent health crisis sweeping across the globe? It's impacting millions, yet we rarely hear about it. The rates of chronic disease are rising at an outstanding rate, and the common denominator is inflammation. It's safe to say we are now living in the age of inflammation. And did you know that your thoughts and actions today can contribute to you becoming ill at some point? Did you know that inflammation impacts your emotions, your thinking, your energy? Did you know that anger, fear, negativity, sarcasm, hurtful comments plant the seeds of inflammation in your body? Let's define inflammation. When you injure yourself, you have a cut or a bruise, the body's defense mechanisms mobilize and race to the scene, igniting the healing process. And that's good. The problem is your body and your mind are subject to millions of tiny stressors. These stressors build up over time. They can cause inflammation, and they can lead to chronic disease. But what kind of stressors? One big stressor is the standard American diet. Much of what's in that diet contributes to silent inflammation in the body. That means eating certain foods will contribute to getting a chronic disease down the road. Mental health conditions are on the rise. Anxiety today is more prevalent than the common cold. Panic disorder, PTSD, OCD, mood disorders, just to name a few. Negative emotions are on the rise. Rage, entitlement, selfishness, greed, not caring for each other. Could it be our diets contribute to all of these? A study by the Carnegie Mellon University shows that chronic psychological stress impacts the body's ability to regulate inflammation and promotes the development and progression of chronic disease. Our current lifestyles predispose us to stress, which fuels inflammation. Technology, while giving us the world at our fingertips, never shuts off. Our kids today are consumed with tech. Social media is now linked to a rise in mental health disorders in teens. Major depression, suicidal thoughts, and other forms of psychological distress are all associated with inflammation. And while our kids deal with the fallout from social media, rates of burnout are skyrocketing in adults. Burnout is a state of physical and emotional exhaustion. It's thought to be a stress reaction to a reduced ability to meet the demands of one's occupation. Symptoms include fatigue, insomnia, impaired work performance, and increased susceptibility to illnesses. Burnout can affect the highest performing individual, and it creeps up insidiously in spite of the best work habits and the best of intentions. And no surprise, burnout is associated with increased inflammation. And for anyone who has suffered from a serious bout of burnout, it takes tremendous time, commitment, and resiliency for a person to step off the treadmill, regroup, and heal. A lot of burnout is rooted in our stressful lifestyle, and the undercurrents of our current lifestyle are rooted in the information age we are living in. Information is a double-edged sword. We all want to be more enlightened and aware, but the rate of information is staggering. Information is doubling at the rate of every 1 to 2 years. So to keep up can get very stressful and overwhelming. And that is what leads to inflammation. It is said that inflammation is at the root of most chronic diseases. While we cannot provide any specifics regarding treatment for any disease, we all need to be aware of lifestyle principles that are anti-inflammatory. Why is the standard Western diet such a culprit? Start with the excess salt, the excess sugar, saturated fat, and processed foods, which are packaged foods. And let's not forget, our soils are depleted of nutrients. And there are toxins in our food supply. Signs of inflammation creep up. Aches, pains, weight gain, swelling, indigestion, bloating, gas, skin rashes, low energy, brain fog, anxiety, depression, struggling in life, not being able to be all a person is created to be. Let's not forget about anger. Chronic anger leads to inflammation in the body. It's been linked to heart disease, stroke, and a whole host of physical conditions. Now let's look at some results of chronic inflammation in the body. Almost half of all Americans suffer from a chronic disease. Obesity rates have doubled worldwide in the past 30 years. And 1 in every 2 children has some sort of chronic health condition. Think about this. As a society, we are in the perfect storm for an inflammation crisis. Yelling, inflammatory speech, depression, loneliness, too much tech, overwhelm, inflammatory diets, fatigue, chronic aches and pain, stomach upset. In upcoming videos, you will learn more details on ways to take back your life and hit this inflammation crisis head on. For now, take the challenge. What one thing have you learned so far from watching this video? And what one thing can you improve in your lifestyle that will help you lower inflammation? Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best.